People are like teabags. They don't get to know their own strength until they get into hot water. And that is the quote of the day. Welcome back to the Quote of the Day show. I'm your host, Sean Croxton of SeanCroxton.com. Today, I've got a brand new speaker for you. His name is Michael Wickett. And I personally love this talk because he went over several of my favorite topics. He talks about beliefs. He talks about the subconscious mind. And he also talks about how no one is more capable of greatness than anybody else. We're all equally capable of becoming great. And so I think you're going to dig it. Here's Michael.
You know, right now, as all of us are seated here, the world is filled with abundance and prosperity and love and opportunity and adventure and everything you want, and it's just waiting to come into our life. But we have to bring it in. We have to draw it in. We have to attract it in by virtue of what we really believe. And that's really a key word. Do you know that you can have anything in life you can believe that you're entitled to? Did you know that? Did you know that you do? I've been on the road for about 5 days. The Hyatt Corporation in Chicago, an extraordinary experience. Ford in Sacramento, Duracon Company in San Antonio, and just got back. And it's just been an amazing whirlwind of speeches and travel, and it's really been a high. And I really met a variety of people in the last 4 or 5 days. I was with someone the other day who made $100,000 on one sale. It's not too bad. And the next day was talking with someone who was so broke they didn't know how they could pay their bills. Talked to somebody in Texas whose marriage has gone up about 3 octaves. It was good and it's gotten even better. And in the same day, anybody asked me if I knew a good divorce attorney. Now, isn't it amazing that all that exists in the same sphere, if you will? Now, why do some people have the so-called good fortune and other people have less than good fortune? Belief. The universe is a total support system of giving us what we really, begins with a B, belief. And tonight is about building belief to help you get what you want and really expand the quality of your life. Life really is simple in the sense that what you believe will effortlessly flow in your life. And in fact, today we have exactly what we believe and no more. And what we believe we're entitled to, we will attract, and we won't have to work hard to do it. You've heard someone say, I'll believe it when I see it. Have you ever heard anyone else say that? Now that's backwards. The way life works is you will see it when you believe it. And so we know automatically that if you don't see it in your life, you don't believe. So whatever we don't have in our life, we don't believe as of yet. Now, that statement can provide a little bit of awareness, shall we say. I do see a few shocked looks. But you see, we do not believe what we say we want. We believe in what we have. Now, the beauty of that is the moment a person becomes aware of that, what can they do? They can choose to change it. How many of you feel that if you had 1 or 2 awarenesses tonight of what was holding you back, it would be enormously positive? Could we see the hand? I feel exactly the same way. You see, the foundations for a better tomorrow have to begin to be laid today. Now, how many of you, if you think of all the things that are available in life, we've got career satisfaction, doing something you love, financial abundance, love and harmony and adventure and friendships. If you think of all that is available, how many of you are willing to have it all? Okay? How many of you have it all? How many of you are getting ready to believe you're worthy of having it all? Ah, yes, okay. Now, there's something that I really don't like, and it's called the catch-22 in life, and I want to address it, face it, and go on. There's a little catch-22 about life, about why bad things happen to good people. Tragedies happen to good people. Nice guys finish last. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's a little catch-22, and the catch-22 is this. It has to do with our beliefs, which is where our life comes from. Just about anybody who studies the mind will tell you and me that all of our belief systems are formed subconsciously before the age of 10. And some psychologists will say before the age of 7, and some of them fight over it and say, no, it's 6, and some say, no, it's 5, and some say it's 4. What difference does it make? Virtually all of our beliefs go way down in the subconscious mind before the age of 10. How many of you remember them all? I have a $100 bill for the person who will jump up and recite nonstop all of the beliefs you developed before the age of 10. $100 bill. I have a $1,000 bill for any person who will jump up. Sir, I just withdrew the offer. No, but anyway. How many of you do not remember the beliefs your mind took in before you were 10? How many of you don't remember? Of course, none of us do. So in other words, we don't really know what went in the mind, right? But the mind recorded them. Now, the way the mind works is every belief that ever goes into the mind gets energized nonstop. Here is the catch-22. We'll face it and we'll go on. The catch-22 is we do not have in our life what we want or what we say we want. We don't have what we think we're entitled to. We have what we really, it begins with a B, believe. The reason I say that is the irrefutable law is your life and mine is what, everybody? Mirror. It is an exact mirror reflection of what is in our mind. Everybody repeat after me. Say, I have what I believe. I have what I believe. Now do it with a smile. And so the catch-22 in life is as we sit here, these things we say that we've wanted, we've not wanted them. We want what we have because life is always our mirror. Now, let's not find fault with ourselves ever. Let's practice what I call no-fault living. And no-fault living says I'm not blaming myself, I'm not blaming anybody else, but wow, if it's in my life, I must believe it or it couldn't be there. Okay? Because once we say, if I've got it, I believe it, we can then say, oh, I'm going to believe in something different. Isn't that right? Because if you don't change your belief system, you're liable to miss life's bounty. See, all the good fortune any one person has ever had is available to everybody, and there's no shortage. Sometimes we get bound up in all the mistakes we've made along the way and the problems along the way, and maybe we kind of think that maybe we aren't worthy of having a better life, and I say that we are. How many of you ever made any mistakes? How many of you made more than one? A bunch? How many of you been mistake prone? Okay, me too. Now, I'd like to, we tend to think of mistakes as a negative, right? Okay, now let's see if we can reframe that just a little bit, maybe look at mistakes in a little different light. For example, if you didn't make mistakes, you might live and die without people ever hearing your name. You can applaud if you feel so inclined. Thank you. I'm not sure mistakes are so bad after all. People are like Teabags. They don't get to know their own strength until they get into hot water. Thank you. That new speech writer is coming along. Now, mistakes have nothing to do with our potential and our opportunity, but belief does. And all of us are ingrained with belief systems, and sometimes it can be very challenging, except there is one way that everybody here can change their beliefs and totally transform the quality of their life in the process. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. Now, you have to do your part, and I have to do my part. See, life is totally, completely neutral. And life doesn't give us anything without our permission. Would you agree with that? If you agree with that statement, say, I agree. I agree. How many of you believe in God? Okay. I'd like to go on record as saying that God does not give us anything without our permission. If you agree with that, say, I agree. I agree. Okay. Who gives it to us? Old Yiddish proverb says, if you need a helping hand, you'll find one at the end of your arm. Thank you.
All right, that was Michael Wickett. That clip comes from Michael's audio program called The Power of Perseverance, available for instant MP3 download over at nightingale.com as well as audible.com. That's it for me. I will see you tomorrow. If you get a chance and you're listening on iTunes, please rate the show and review the show. It helps the show so much. Thank you for tuning in. The listenership gets bigger and bigger and bigger every week. So again, thank you for listening and thanks for sharing it with your friends. And I will see you tomorrow for our Finance Friday episode. Peace.